Hey there, it's Aliah Selah and the Co-Creating Love Sister Circle. We're adding a little segment that I like to call Question Reality. And no, we dream it so. So it's a good way to kind of understand that I've done a lot of transformations through visualizations of all different kinds. And I've experienced something I like to call heartfelt family video therapy, and it's because I had a friend who one time, long time ago, told me, reality is way overrated. And I go, what do you mean? And they go, well, there's basketball players and they sit there and they visualize making baskets and they get better at it. So this is the same kind of thing. I mean, if you've had a hard situation in your life with either your birth family or relationships, just remember reality is way overrated. And it's really important to question reality and know we dream it so. So one of the ways you can dream is visualizing through empathically experiencing a TV series, and now you can binge watch. You can do it in a weekend and really go through a transformation as you watch show after show. That's really deep work. And I just found it so profound, especially for me. I have several shows I've done this with, but my show that I love so much, Heartland, it's a Canadian show, and it was about this wonderful woman, Amy Fleming, who's called the Miracle Girl, who is a horse whisperer. So it's just an amazing thing to watch her. Amber Marshall actually was a horse trainer already. And so she does all her own work and all her own stunts. So it's very real, very authentic. And we find there's just so many amazing moments where she invites us to understand the language of horses. And it's a wonderful journey. It's starting its 17th year, and it may be the last season. We don't know. Fans of this TV show, like I do, feel part of the family, and they just have an elegant way of working out differences with such love and care that I think it's just been incredibly healing, and I highly recommend it. I'll give you just a little caption of what's going on. It's basically two sisters, Lou and Amy Fleming, who just lost their mother, who was a horse whisperer as well. And that's when we see Amy rise up to become the next horse whisperer. She was training under her mother, but she didn't realize she'd have to rise up so quickly. And Lou takes over the ranch in many different ways and helps because she had gone to New York and got some business training and comes back to be on the farm as well as the father, who comes back because the mother dies. So this is Tim Fleming, who you can see is struggling because he had been absentee and he's coming back to deal with that and work things out. And that's what makes this such an amazing show, with Jack Bartlett, who is the grandfather and the spiritual force as well. You find that Tim and Jack have their own relationship that is very complicated. These two paternal figures respect the women so much and empower them to be their best. I think that's what I love about the show, is how they really stand for their women to do what they have in their hearts to do, and encourage them and support them. And the relationship between the two of these, though, is nothing short of comic relief. You see them banter around as they do, and you can see that over time, Jack is warming up to Tim as he sticks around and really deals with his girls and helping them in adult life. So the thing that's so amazing about Amy is that not only is she a horse whisperer, but she ended up doing in the 14th season this thing that's called dressage, which is dancing with horses. And she ends up really doing it and competing and doing tours in Europe with it. I mean, she is known for being able to communicate with horses, but you can imagine that it takes a lot of communication to dance with your horse. And there are some wonderful montages they've made, and I'll make sure that that's available to you if you're interested. It's so beautiful what she does with this horse. So this heartfelt formula heals us and all who watch it. It's just a tremendous thing because of this as I'm calling it, Heartfelt Family Video. And I want you to think, is there some show that you've sat and watched and it really transformed your life? It just gave you something that you didn't necessarily have before in friendship and in other, possibly birth family relationships were worked out just by seeing these people work it out. That's why people read books, to go through the experience. And that's what we see with films. But the thing about series is that you can binge watch and you can just go through the transformation that they take years to go through in days. And I believe that that is in very deep work. If you're really an empath and you're really trying to work things out and you pick a show that is really empowering you to look deeper. Here we see Amy, who ends up marrying Ty, and their daughter, who's just beautiful, comes along, and Georgie, who's there also, who both Ty and Georgie came because they had trouble past. And the Heartland family embraces them and heals them. So that's another type of relationship healing that happens at Heartland. And it's because they all look out for each other. Now, something that's really cool is that when they did get married, they had a real wedding. And you see that the whole show is about love. We watch them work out issues and grow as a family, the ups and downs and the ins and the outs, and, all these authentic secrets about what it is to really be there for one another. In this heart, we see Heartland heals us. I found that too with each couple and how they went through their things. It was incredibly healing to watch how love always wins in the end, even if it doesn't stay the same. So I want to also say that they have this wonderful custom as a family where they have all these stones at the fireplace, and everyone has a stone. And when a new person joins the family in marriage or whatever, they get to pick a stone and have that be their stone. I just think it's very touching, and they have some amazing things that they do with that. And I just love so much about this show. It ended up 13 years going strong and just wonderful. And then I have to tell you that in the 14th year, spoiler alert, Ty, the husband, dies. And, it was a lot of people had a really hard time with that. And yet it really showed how the family stuck by her through that. And what's interesting now in the 17th episode, we see that Ty is going to come back, but not as part of the show as a live person, because the show is true to being authentic and he is passed away. But to give her the ability to move on, they're going to do some flashbacks and kind of give him a way to reconnect with the fans. He's been doing a podcast, and he's been doing really well doing his own thing. He stayed with the show for 13 years. I think that it's, or 14. It's an amazing thing to have grown up with this cast, so many of us. And I did want to say that this is Georgie doing the stunts that she does. She became a rodeo performer and doing what's called the Roman style, where she stands on the horses as they jump over stuff. It's really amazing and hard to do. Anyways, I'm saying that this is an amazing show that a lot of people have been touched with deeply. It has incredible ratings, and it's gotten like 18 awards that it's won. And it might as well be a reality show. Many people have said that because they keep things so totally authentic. All the people are horse people who get involved with the show, so they really do work with horses in real life. And it has amazing numbers. I'll post them also in the show notes so that you'll have that. But the thing that I do want to say, that the Nelson audience numbers from streaming the show in 2022 in the long running family ranch drama was the 13th most popular show of any sort in the US, ahead of The Simpsons and Friends. So that's kind of good to see that family values are up there. And we can see how it's really taught so many people and nurtured these family values that I think are so important. It's been offering us family values and showing us how love heals us. So 18 billion minutes viewed, the equivalent of 360 million full episodes. So I just want to say, if you have a hard life and you're thinking, wow, how can I transform it? Maybe this heartfelt family video therapy could be helpful to you. And just remember, it's important to question reality and know we dream it so. So allow your dreams to take you where you want to go.